Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone. This is the E sound, and this is the I sound. Both extremely important vowel sounds in American English. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to tell them apart, plus you'll be practicing them and on your way to perfect pronunciation. I'm Alicia, and this is English pronunciation through minimal pairs. First is E. This is the E sound in eat, read, feel, and other words. I is the I sound in it, rid, fill, and other words. E and I are called front vowels because they're pronounced in the front part of your mouth. To make the E sound, the teeth move slightly apart, the lips pull far back, and the front of the tongue moves up. The tongue does not touch the teeth or the roof of the mouth. E. 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 To make the I sound, the lips and teeth part slightly. The front of the tongue moves toward the roof of the mouth. I. 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 Learners tend to think the difference between these two sounds is about how long the vowel sound is, but really it's about the quality of the vowel sound. E is more tensed, and I is more relaxed. When you say the vowel E, like in beat, your tongue is high up and towards the front of your mouth, and your lips are stretched out more. For the vowel I, like in bit, your tongue is a bit lower and your lips are more relaxed. So it's not about how long you hold the sound, but more about the position of your tongue and how you shape your lips. Listen to the difference and repeat after me. E. I. E. I. E. I. E. I. E. I. E. I. So try to focus on the tenseness instead of the length when you pronounce these two sounds. Listen and repeat, or speak along with me. Ready? Beat, bit, beat, bit. Sheep, ship, sheep, ship. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Do you remember the sound that's more relaxed? I. I. And the more tensed sound? E. E. Let's practice. Compare the sounds in these two words. Which word has the more tensed sound and which has the more relaxed sound? Beat, bit. Beat, bit. Beat has the more tensed sound, and bit has the more relaxed sound. Let's try another. Sheep, ship. Sheep, ship. Ship has the more relaxed sound, and sheep has the more tensed sound. Let's try one more. Feel, fill. Feel, fill. Fill has the more relaxed sound, and feel has the more tensed sound. Now listen to the following sentences. Which words have the more relaxed sound and which have the more tensed sound? I want to eat it all up. I had to read the book before I got rid of it. Read the following sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. The reach of the rich was far and wide. This is the A sound. This is the E sound, and this is the A sound. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to tell them apart. Plus, you'll be practicing them and on your way to perfect pronunciation. I'm Alicia, and this is English pronunciation through minimal pairs. First is A. This is the sound in ate, able, late, and other words. Next is E. This is the E sound in bed, met, read, and other words. A is the sound in bad, mat, rad, and other words. All three sounds are front vowels and so are pronounced in the front part of your mouth. To make the A sound, from a relaxed position, the lips and teeth part. The tip of the tongue moves forward and up, and we release the sound. The throat is open. A. 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 To make the E sound, the lips and teeth are apart. The tip of the tongue moves near the top of the lower teeth. The tongue moves forward slightly. E. 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 To make the A sound, the teeth are wide apart and the lips pull back slightly. The tip of the tongue goes to the base of the teeth. The back of the tongue moves up. The throat constricts slightly. A. Ah. 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 These sounds are quite similar, but ah is more open than and is more open than a. Also, when it's pronounced, the tongue position for ah is lower than for a and e. Listen to the difference and repeat after me. A, ah. A, a, ah. A, ah. A, ah. A, ah. A, ah. Listen and repeat, or speak along with me. Ready? Hate, hat. Hate, hat. Bail, bell. Bail, bell. Mate, met, mat. Mate, met, mat. Bed, bad. Bed, bad. Said, sad. Said, sad. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Do you remember the sound that's most open? Ah. Ah. And the most closed sound? A. A. And the middle sound? Eh. Eh. Let's practice. Compare the sounds in these two words. Which word has the more open sound and which has the more closed sound? Met, mat. Met, mat. Met has the more closed sound and mat has the more open sound. Let's try another. Bad, bed. Bad, bed. Bad has the more open sound and bed has the more closed sound. Let's try another. Said, sad. Said, sad. Said has the more closed sound and sad has the more open sound. Let's try another. 8. Said. 8. Said. 8 has the more closed sound and said has the more open sound. Let's try another. Mate. Met. Mate. Met. Mate has the more closed sound and met has the more open sound. Let's try one more. Bet. Bait. Bet. Bait. Bet has the more open sound and bait has the more closed sound. Now, listen to this sentence. Which words have the more open sound and which have the more closed sound? She promised to bake cookies when he got back. Now, try to read the sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. She promised to bake cookies when he got back. Let's try one more. Which words have the more open sound and which have the more closed sound? He had a bad day, so he went straight to bed. Now, try to read the sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. He had a bad day, so he went straight to bed. Let's try another. Which words have the more open sound and which have the more closed sound? She added spices to aid flavor. Now, try to read the sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. She added spices to aid flavor. And the last one. Which words have the more open sound and which have the more closed sound? Kate adopted a cat. Now try to read the sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. Kate adopted a cat. This is the oo sound, and this is the sound. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to tell them apart. Plus, you'll be practicing them and on your way to perfect pronunciation. I'm Alicia, and this is English pronunciation through minimal pairs. First is oo. This is the sound in cool, shoe, to, and other words. Is the sound in look, cook, sugar, and other words. Oo and are both high back vowels and so are pronounced in the high back part of your mouth. To make the oo sound, the teeth separate slightly and the lips make a tight O shape. The tip of the tongue is near the base of the bottom teeth and the back of the tongue moves up and to the rear of the mouth. Ooh. 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 To make the sound, the lips move to a relaxed O position. The teeth are slightly apart and the tongue moves back in the mouth. The throat is open. The jaw and lower lip move forward slightly and we release the sound. Uh. 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 These sounds are quite similar, but the is shorter than the oo. Listen to the difference and repeat after me. Ooh. 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 Listen and repeat, or speak along with me. Ready? Look. Luke. Look. Luke. Full. Fool. Full. Fool. Let's review. Respond to the prompts by speaking aloud. Then repeat after me, focusing on pronunciation. Do you remember the sound that's shorter? And the longer sound? Ooh. Ooh. Let's practice. Compare the sounds in these two words. Which word has the shorter sound and which has the longer sound? Look. Luke. Look. Luke. Look has the shorter sound and Luke has the longer sound. Let's try another. Full. Fool. Full. Fool. Full has the shorter sound and fool has the longer sound. Now, listen to this sentence. Which words have the shorter sound and which have the longer sound? The children pull each other into the pool. Now, try to read the sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. The children pull each other into the pool. Let's try another. Which words have the shorter sound and which have the longer sound? The teacher took a look at Luke's homework. Now try to read the sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. The teacher took a look at Luke's homework. Let's try one more. Which words have the shorter sound and which have the longer sound? She felt full, but he felt like a fool. Now, try to read the sentence out loud, focusing on the different sounds. She felt full, but he felt like a fool.
Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Dude, the grocery store is closed.
Isn't there another one nearby?
I don't know. I've never been here before.
Check your GPS again. Are you sure you put in the data correctly?
Yes, I am. The screen is marking this part of Baltimore as the endpoint.
All I wanted was some bananas. Is that too much to ask?
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Check. To examine, to review, to look at, to look again at something. Check.
GPS.
Abbreviation for Global Positioning System.
GPS.
Bananas. Bananas.
Ask. To request an answer to a question. Ask.
Grocery.
Items of food sold in a grocery store.
Grocery.
Nearby. Near, in the immediate area. Nearby.
Correctly.
In a way that is true, factual, or appropriate.
Correctly. Screen.
A fixed or movable, upright partition used to divide a room.
Screen. Part.
A piece or segment of something.
Part. Data.
Facts and statistics collected together for reference.
Data.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Dude, the grocery store is closed.
Isn't there another one nearby?
I don't know. I've never been here before.
Check your GPS again. Are you sure you put in the data correctly?
Yes, I am. The screen is marking this part of Baltimore as the endpoint.
All I wanted was some bananas. Is that too much to ask?
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Hello, ma'am. We'll be landing in Minneapolis in a few minutes, and I need you to turn off your computer for landing.
Oh, sorry about that. I guess I lost track of the time.
That's all right. Is there anything you need before we land?
Oh, no. I've been to Minneapolis many times before. I'm well prepared for the cold.
That's good. I heard it's one of the coldest capital cities in the USA.
That's exactly right. I always bring clothes I can layer up with.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Prepared.
To be made ready for use.
Prepared. Prepared.
Track. Course marked for something to follow.
Track. Track.
Clothes. Fabric worn on body.
Clothes. Clothes. Capital.
Most important city or town of a country or region.
Capital. Capital. Layer.
A sheet, quantity, or thickness of material.
Layer. Layer. Coldest.
Of or at the lowest or relatively lowest temperature.
Coldest. Coldest.
Computer. Electronic machine which can store information.
Computer. Computer. Landing.
The act of coming or bringing something to land.
Landing. Landing.
Minute.
Unit of time that is 60 seconds.
Minute. Minute.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Hello, ma'am. We'll be landing in Minneapolis in a few minutes, and I need you to turn off your computer for landing.
Oh, sorry about that. I guess I lost track of the time.
That's all right. Is there anything you need before we land?
Oh, no. I've been to Minneapolis many times before. I'm well prepared for the cold.
That's good. I heard it's one of the coldest capital cities in the USA.
That's exactly right. I always bring clothes I can layer up with.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Are you ready to do the safety demonstration, David?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I just get a bit of stage fright sometimes.
Didn't you practice in school?
No. My first time was last Tuesday on our way to St. Louis. I've only done it once before.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get used to doing the safety demonstration. It's really easier than you think.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Fright.
A sudden intense feeling of fear.
Fright. Fright. Safety.
The condition of being protected from harm.
Safety. Safety. Sometimes.
At times, now and then, occasionally.
Sometimes. Sometimes. Demonstration.
A practical exhibition and explanation.
Demonstration. Demonstration. School.
An institution for education.
School. School. Practice.
Perform or exercise repeatedly or regularly.
Practice. Practice.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Are you ready to do the safety demonstration, David?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I just get a bit of stage fright sometimes.
Didn't you practice in school?
No. My first time was last Tuesday on our way to St. Louis. I've only done it once before.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get used to doing the safety demonstration. It's really easier than you think.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson. Are you struggling to understand conversations in your target language? This video will improve your listening skills using practice dialogues. How do you know if your language skills are improving? Our team of teachers have designed a free quiz to determine your actual learning level. So click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for you. In this lesson, you'll listen to a dialogue with the text. Second, you'll review the key vocabulary, followed by the English translations. And finally, you'll review the dialogue with the text again to master what you learned. First, listen to the dialogue with the text on the screen.
Excuse me, I'm not from San Jose. Could you tell me how to get to Alexander's, please?
Alexander's? You mean the little steakhouse on the corner?
I'll bet that's it. I'm a flight attendant and my crew is supposed to meet me there in a few hours.
Well, it's 3 streets that way, then turn left. There's a big sign that says Alexander's.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now you'll hear the key vocabulary, followed by the English translation.
Steakhouse.
A restaurant that specializes in serving steaks.
Steakhouse. Attendant.
A person employed to provide a service.
Attendant. Streets.
Public roads in a city or town.
Streets. Corner.
An angle where two or more sides meet.
Corner.
Flight.
Act of flying.
Flight.
Crew.
A group of people who work on and operate some kind of ship.
Crew.
Turn. To move in a particular direction. Turn.
Finally, let's review the dialogue again. See if you can understand more this time.
Excuse me, I'm not from San Jose. Could you tell me how to get to Alexander's, please?
Alexander's? You mean the little steakhouse on the corner?
I'll bet that's it. I'm a flight attendant and my crew is supposed to meet me there in a few hours.
Well, it's 3 streets that way, then turn left. There's a big sign that says Alexander's.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you improved your listening and mastered key vocabulary for everyday life conversation. Don't forget to click the link in the description to get your free assessment and unlock lessons that are right for your learning level. Keep practicing and move on to the next lesson.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one, and the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue. What do you do? I'm an artist. Listen to it again. What do you do? I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? What do you do? Listen to it again. What do you do? What do you do? Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need. I'm an, your occupation. I'm an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I'm an artist. Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer. Police officer. Police officer. Teacher. 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 Doctor. 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 Engineer. 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 Now, listen to some examples. What do you do? I'm a teacher. What do you do? I'm a doctor. What do you do? I am an engineer. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What do you do?" What do you do? Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, "Doctor"? Doctor. Doctor. Say, "I'm a doctor." I'm a doctor. Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor. What do you do? I'm a doctor. Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher? Teacher. Teacher. Say, "I'm a teacher." I'm a teacher. Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher. What do you do? I'm a teacher. Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer? Engineer. Engineer. Say, "I'm an engineer." I am an engineer. Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer. What do you do? I am an engineer.
Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, "How's your mother?" After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue. How's your mother? She's fine. Listen to it again. How's your mother? She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "How's your mother?" How's your mother? Listen to it again. How's your mother? How's your mother? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is she's state of well-being. She's state of well-being. For example, she's fine. She's fine. She's fine. Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great. 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 Fine. 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 So-so. 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 Not good. Not good. Not good. Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers. How's your mother? She's great. How's your mother? She's so-so. How's your mother? She's not good. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "How's your mother?" How's your mother? Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say great? Great. Great. Say, she's great. She's great. Now, answer the question saying she's great. How's your mother? She's great. Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so? So-so. So-so. Say, she's so-so. She's so-so. Now, answer the question saying she's so-so. How's your mother? She's so-so. Now imagine she's not good. Do you remember how to say not good? Not good. Not good. Say, she's not good. She's not good. Now, answer the question saying she's not good. How's your mother? She's not good.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
What's the matter?
The office is hot. Listen to it again.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? The office is hot. The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's the matter? That's,
What's the matter?
listen to it again.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is, the office is, adjective. For example, the office is hot. The office is hot. The office is hot. Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot. 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 Cold. 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 Noisy. 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 Dirty. 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 Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
What's the matter?
The office is cold.
What's the matter?
The office is noisy.
What's the matter?
The office is dirty. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's the matter?"
What's the matter?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold? Cold. Cold. Say, the office is cold. The office is cold. Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
What's the matter?
The office is cold. Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy? Noisy. Noisy. Say, the office is noisy. The office is noisy. Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
What's the matter?
The office is noisy. Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty? Dirty. Dirty. Say, the office is dirty. The office is dirty. Now answer the question, saying the office is dirty.
What's the matter?
The office is dirty.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1, introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2, talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3, give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4, ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5, learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, how do you say this? After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue. How do you say this?
It's parking lot.
Listen to it again. How do you say this?
It's parking lot.
First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's, how do you say this? Listen to it again. How do you say this? How do you say this? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
It's
word. For example, it's parking lot.
It's parking lot. It's parking lot.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot. Parking lot. Parking lot. Giraffe. 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 Travel. 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 Invasion. 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 Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers. How do you say this? It's giraffe. How do you say this? It's travel. How do you say this? It's invasion. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this? How do you say this? Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe? Giraffe. Giraffe. Say, it's giraffe. It's giraffe. Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe. How do you say this? It's giraffe. Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel? Travel. Travel. Say, it's travel. It's travel. Now, answer the question saying it's travel. How do you say this? It's travel. Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion? Invasion. Invasion. Say, it's invasion. It's invasion. Now answer the question saying, it's invasion. How do you say this? It's invasion.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
What's your favorite number? It's 7.
Listen to it again.
What's your favorite number? It's 7.
First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "What's your favorite number?" That's
What's your favorite number?
Listen to it again.
What's your favorite number? What's your favorite number?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
It's
number. For example, it's 7.
It's 7. It's 7.
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7, 7, 7. 2, 2, 2. 4, 4, 4. 9, 9, 9. Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
What's your favorite number?
It's 2.
What's your favorite number?
It's 4.
What's your favorite number?
It's 9. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's your favorite number?"
What's your favorite number?
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2? 2, 2. Say, "It's 2." It's 2. Now answer the question saying, "It's 2."
What's your favorite number?
It's 2. Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4? 4, 4. Say, "It's 4." It's 4. Now, answer the question by saying, "It's 4."
What's your favorite number?
It's 4. Now, imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9? 9, 9. Say, "It's 9." It's 9. Now, answer the question saying, "It's 9."
What's your favorite number?
It's 9.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1, use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary lists in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2, take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3, learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5, use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue. What kind of movies do you like?
I like horror movies.
Listen to it again. What kind of movies do you like?
I like horror movies.
First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what kind of movies do you like? That's, what kind of movies do you like? Listen to it again. What kind of movies do you like? What kind of movies do you like? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
I like
type of movie.
movies.
For example, I like horror movies.
I like horror movies. I like horror movies.
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror, horror, horror. Comedy, comedy, comedy. Fantasy, fantasy, fantasy. Romance, romance, romance. Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers. What kind of movies do you like? I like comedy movies. What kind of movies do you like? I like fantasy movies. What kind of movies do you like? I like romance movies. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like? What kind of movies do you like? Imagine you like comedies. Do you remember how to say comedy? Comedy. Comedy. Say, I like comedies. I like comedy movies. Now answer the question saying that you like comedies. What kind of movies do you like? I like comedy movies. Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy? Fantasy. Fantasy. Say, I like fantasy movies. I like fantasy movies. Now, answer the question saying you like fantasy movies. What kind of movies do you like? I like fantasy movies. Now imagine you like romance movies. Do you remember how to say romance? Romance. Romance. Say, I like romance movies. I like romance movies. Now answer the question saying you like romance movies. What kind of movies do you like? I like romance movies.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, "What are you doing during the holiday?" After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to go to the beach. Listen to it again.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, "What are you doing for the 4th of July?" That's,
What are you doing for 4th of July?
Independence Day, also known as 4th of July, celebrates the American Declaration of Independence from the Kingdom of Great Britain in 1776. Listen to it again.
What are you doing for 4th of July? What are you doing for 4th of July?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is, I'm planning to plan. I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach. I'm planning to go to the beach. I'm planning to go to the beach. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach. Go to the beach. Go to the beach. Travel. 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 Stay home. Stay home. Stay home. Go to the movies. Go to the movies. Go to the movies. Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat, or speak along with the native speakers.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to travel.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to stay home.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to go to the movies. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What are you doing for the 4th of July?"
What are you doing for 4th of July?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel? Travel. Travel. Say, I'm planning to travel. I'm planning to travel. Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to travel. Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say, stay home? Stay home. Stay home. Say, I'm planning to stay home. I'm planning to stay home. Now, answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to stay home. Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say, go to the movies? Go to the movies. Go to the movies. Say, I'm planning to go to the movies. I'm planning to go to the movies. Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
What are you doing for 4th of July?
I'm planning to go to the movies.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to use when talking on the phone. After watching this video, you'll be able to ask for someone on the phone and to put someone on hold. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making a Phone Call PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue. Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge. Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again. Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge. Okay, just a moment. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say hello on the phone. That's hello. Hello. Then, you'll need to learn how to say, I'd like to speak with person. The pattern is, I'd like to speak with person. For example, hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge. Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge. Hello, I'd like to speak with the person in charge. Now, how do you answer this question? Okay, just a moment. Listen to it again. Okay, just a moment. Okay, just a moment. Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk on the phone. The person in charge. The person in charge. The person in charge. A sales representative. A sales representative. A sales representative. The manager. The manager. The manager. Customer service. Customer service. Customer service. Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers. I'd like to speak with a sales representative. Okay, just a moment. I'd like to speak with the manager. Okay, just a moment. I'd like to speak with customer service. Okay, just a moment. Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, I'd like to speak with person. I'd like to speak with person. And how do you answer it? Okay, just a moment. Imagine you want to talk to a sales representative. Do you remember how to say a sales representative? A sales representative. A sales representative. Say, I'd like to speak with a sales representative. I'd like to speak with a sales representative. Now say you want to talk to a sales representative and answer it. I'd like to speak with a sales representative. Okay, just a moment. Now, imagine you want to talk to the manager. Do you remember how to say the manager? The manager. The manager. Say, I'd like to speak with the manager. I'd like to speak with the manager. Now say you want to talk to the manager and answer it. I'd like to speak with the manager. Okay, just a moment. Now imagine you want to talk to customer service. Do you remember how to say customer service? Customer service. Customer service. Say, I'd like to speak with customer service. I'd like to speak with customer service. Now say you want to talk to customer service and answer it. I'd like to speak with customer service. Okay, just a moment.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at EnglishClass101.com.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the dialogue study tool in every lesson. click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the two recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Welcome to our first ever evening edition of this series, because the sound in the original video was destroyed.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Ask Alicia, the weekly series where you ask me questions and I answer them. Maybe. First question this week. First question this week comes from Patrick. Hi Patrick. Patrick says, I know the basic English words and I understand if someone speaks in English. For example, I understand your videos perfectly, but I have problems building correct English sentences, like when I speak with another person. Do you have any tips for how to build correct sentences? I think that this just comes with practice, honestly. It's difficult to do. But I know that there's not always a person that you can ask for help. I will tell you a secret. When I don't have confidence with something, when I don't know how to answer something, this is what I do. I Google it. Seriously, just Google it. I put quotation marks around like the phrase that I'm trying to make, and then I search Google for it. And if it's there, great. Then that means I can use it. Maybe like thousands of people have used that phrase. I know it's probably a common phrase. If there are no results, then that probably means I've made a mistake somehow. So that's maybe one good way to help you as you try to build phrases by yourself. So try that out. Next question. Next question comes from Huang Se-na. Huang Se-na, hi. I love your name, Alicia. Is Alicia a common name in the US? I happen to have a friend named Alyssa. Also, what's your personal favorite name? A common name in the US? Alicia, I don't think Alicia is so common in the US. And when I was growing up, I didn't have any other friends named Alicia. Also, the spelling of my name is a little strange. Usually it's spelled A-L-I-C-I-A. Maybe you know the artist Alicia Keys. That's how she spells her name. So my name was commonly confused as Alicia a lot. So I've heard like Allison and Alyssa and Allie and so on. Those are fairly common, I think. But Alicia, especially my spelling, is not so common actually. So, what's my favorite name? My favorite name is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Next question. Next question comes from Long. Is the H sound not always pronounced when followed by another consonant? For example, wall hanger or come back home. Yes, the H sound is often pronounced very softly. It's quite difficult to pronounce all of these syllables clearly. Like in the example, come back home, it's quite difficult to say the H sound clearly. So in those cases, it's quite common to make the H sound quite soft, like come back home. Next question. Romeo from Vietnam. Hi again, Romeo. Romeo says, hello, Alicia. Do native speakers say you aren't gonna blah, 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 or you're not gonna blah, blah, blah? Which contracted form is used more? I think they're used equally, like you can choose which you prefer. Me? I think I usually say you're not gonna. I probably use you are. I contract the you are. You're not gonna, or you're not gonna do something. I probably use you're not more often than you aren't gonna. Next question is from Wagner. Wagner? Have you written any operas? Why do American people pronounce English Class 101 instead of 101 or 101? Oh, this relates to like university and college level courses actually. So there are 4 levels to universities or to colleges in the US. First year, second year, third year, and fourth year. So the classes for each of those are numbered. So first year classes begin with 1, second year classes with 2, third year classes with 3, fourth year classes with 4. So first year classes, like it tends to be like the basic classes, begin with a 1, and like the most basic of those classes is usually 101. So like English Class 101, that's kind of making like a friendly introduction to English, in other words. So we say 101. We always use that sort of pattern when speaking. We don't say 101. We always use 101 or like 124 or like 367. I don't know what those classes are, but we always say each individual number. Nice question though, interesting. Next question is from Danny. Would you tell us about here you are, here you go, there you are, there you go, and here, there, we, you, it, they, we, go. Oh gosh, okay. I'll talk about the ones that you introduce. What do they mean and how do you use them naturally? So let's talk first about here you are and here you go. So we use these when we present someone with something. So you give someone something. Here you are, here you go. Like you are at a restaurant, maybe your order arrives. Here you are, here you go. Something like in a service situation, you might hear this kind of from like a friendly staffish, like staff-related person, I suppose. Here you are, here you go. Or maybe from a teacher to a school child, maybe. Here you go. We use it to like present something, to present an object that maybe they're expecting to receive. Let's talk then about there you go and there you are. So we use there you go when someone is able to do a thing they've been practicing for a while. So for example, if a child is learning how to ride a bicycle and they've been struggling with it for some time, but then gradually they get better at it and they can do it. A parent might say, "Oh, there you go. You got it. You got it." It's like a support word, an encouragement word. There you go. The last one on your list, though, there you are. In American English, we use there you are in a situation where we're looking for someone. We've been looking for someone we're expecting to meet, and it's been difficult to find them. Maybe you visit a few different spots, but then at last you find this person, maybe like in a break room or someplace you might not expect them. But when you do find them and you say, "Oh, there you are," we say it with that sort of intonation. "Oh, there you are." It sounds immediately to the listener like, "Oh, this person has been looking for me." Next question. Next question is from LOJ, LOJ says, "My question is about phrasal verbs. What is the meaning of knocked out?" Like here, example sentence 1, knocked me out of my possession, or 2, knocked the wind out of me. I had a problem with the word possession. Knocked me out of my possession. I'm not quite sure. This could refer, though, to, in a very rare situation, we have this word possession, which refers to like this thing called demonic possession, where there's this idea that a bad spirit gets into the body and controls a person's behavior. We call that possession. So we could say like a priest knocked me out of my possession. To go back to your original question though, the word knock out as a phrasal verb, to knock out means like, it means forcefully or forcibly remove something. Because of some impact, an object is removed from its original location. So for example, a jogger could be coming at me and they run into me and they knock my phone out of my hands. So in that case, my phone is being removed because of the impact of the jogger. So to knock something out means like to remove from its original location from force. In your second example then, knocked the wind out of me. This is an expression we use which means like to lose our breath because of an impact. So if you get like punched or kicked maybe in maybe this area, you might feel the air in your lungs come out of your body. So we call that the wind in this situation. So like he knocked the wind out of me means he caused me to lose the air in my lungs. The impact was so strong in my body that the air came out of my lungs. So he knocked the wind. So the wind, in this case the air in my lungs in its original location, was removed from me because of this impact. You might also hear this expression in boxing, to knock out or to KO someone, means to cause them to lose consciousness in this case. So consciousness is the thing that's going away in this case. So to knock someone out in like a boxing match means they lose consciousness. In other words, a KO we sometimes say. The first example sentence is not actually so clear to me, so it's also possible there's an error in the original text. I don't know. Alright, so those are all the questions that I want to answer this week. Thank you very much for sending your questions to me. Remember, you can send them to me at englishclass101.com/ask-alicia. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Ask Alicia, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye! Now I'm totally paranoid about my sound working. Sound. It's still working. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia, and today I am joined again in the studio by
Michael. Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about things that were cool in the 90s. So things that were interesting or things that maybe we were interested in the 90s. I'm guessing that we're going to have some very different opinions based on our experiences of the 90s. So let's get right into it. Michael, your first item, please.
Okay. Boy bands. So I remember boy bands were very, very popular when I was a kid in the 90s. I had 3 older brothers who would punch me and tell me boy bands are for girls, don't like boy bands. So that was my experience with them. And they became kind of uncool, I feel like, after the 90s. And then they never were uncool in like Korea and like a lot of Asian countries. They still had like a strong boy band kind of scene or whatever.
Man bands now.
Is that really what they're called?
No, I don't know. I just mean, I feel like there are boy bands.
That are now becoming boys to men. Maybe that's the... So, I mean, now it came back. Like, what's the British one? Now it's kind of cool again.
Oh, One Direction.
One Direction, yeah. So I think it's come back. It's full circle.
Didn't they just break up? I'm going to go with something that I loved in the 90s. This is probably way too specific. Probably. But it's this show called Doug that was on Nickelodeon. And there weren't a whole lot of episodes of Doug. It was, I don't know, like 20 or 30, I feel like. Not even that many. Did you ever see this show?
Yeah. That's very nostalgic for me. 20, 30 episodes?
I feel like I'd seen them all, so I know that I saw them all because it would come on one day after school, and I'd be like, oh, I've seen this episode. But the whole idea with Doug is Doug was like this plain kid, and he had an older sister. He went to school. He had a dog. He had a best friend, and he would just encounter these everyday life scenarios that would be kind of troubling, or he wouldn't know how to deal with them. But like he was kind of a role model, I feel like. He was kind of being like a good kid. Or sometimes he would get into trouble, but then, eventually he would solve the problem or he'd find a way out of it. So, but I really loved that show. I really loved Nickelodeon in general during the 90s. And yeah, did you watch that channel?
Yeah, of course. I loved Nickelodeon. I think I was more like Fox, stuff like that. But I guess I'll segue into another one of mine. You're talking about wholesome. So something that's my childhood. I was raised on TV was sitcoms.
Yeah.
So I think this has kind of died down again, like the boy bands, where people think it's cheesy. Now it's all reality TV shows, that kind of stuff. But that is my childhood right there. Is Full House and these kinds of shows, step by step, where there's a moral at the end of the story. And so there's always kind of like the protagonist is always like maybe he's unsure, but by the end they know the right thing to do, and they play like the violin, kind of sad, not quite sad, but like heartwarming music, and then they're like, well, and then they give a speech. And as a kid, you don't really like think about it, but that gets into your, like deep, because of Full House, if you lie, I've learned this, it's deep in my subconscious. If you lie, and then you keep lying, it snowballs, and it gets worse and worse and worse. So it's best to just right away tell the truth. That was a really common theme in most sitcoms, I think. That like they're just trying to teach kids, don't lie, it's bad.
Yeah, you're right. Sitcoms are huge. And by the way, sitcoms is a portmanteau meaning 2 words put together, of situation and comedy. So situation and comedy equals sitcom in this case. Okay, nice. I'm gonna go to my next one. Let's see. I think probably every little girl in the 90s, in America anyway, knew what this was. I don't know if you knew. It's this brand called Lisa Frank. Lisa Frank. Are you aware of Lisa Frank? Are you aware of Lisa Frank? No? Okay, she knows. She knows who Lisa Frank is. So Lisa Frank is just bright. It was always like brightly colored school supplies, like pinks and purples and blues, and it would always have unicorns and dolphins and mystical creatures. It was just bright, and everybody, all the girls loved it. I loved it. I had Lisa Frank, just whatever I could get my hands on. It'd be pencils or erasers or just pinks and rainbows and hearts and stuff like that. So I think every girl who grew up in the 90s knows what Lisa Frank is.
Ah, okay. So talking about style and whatnot, grunge. Grunge is something that hits close to home for me, and I think that came out of the 90s, is, I mean, everybody knows, around the world, I think most people know Nirvana, Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
And this is something that I guess was brought to the world from Seattle, and it was a music genre, and it was it's like rock, but sometimes slower, almost emo, kind of like sad, usually, undertones. But anyways, the style that came with it was the opposite of like the 80s and early 90s of really bright colors. You know, it was the opposite. You just wear holey jeans, you don't really shower that much, you don't shave, and like plaid and just really like dreary colors. So that was really popular. At least I remember in like the early 90s, like mid 90s.
Yeah, and it's as soon as I saw that card grunge, I was like, oh, Nirvana. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I hear grunge. I didn't get into the grunge scene though. I was busy with boy bands, but like grunge for me was never really. I was aware of Nirvana, but I was not of the Nirvana pod. Okay, I'm gonna go to a style point then too, because you've brought up a style point. I'll bring up maybe a female style point. Scrunchies, still popular perhaps among some people. What is a scrunchie? A scrunchie, let's see, I don't have, so there's regular rubber bands that you can use to tie back long hair. He's making an O shape with his hand. Yes, this is very descriptive, Michael. Thank you for that.
I'm the prop, and then you go like this. Digga, 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 digga. There's like the.
I bet there's an awesome video team somewhere that can put like a scrunchie like right here. Anyway, a scrunchie is just a piece of elastic with some kind of colorful cloth wrapped around it, but when not in use, it would go and it would scrunch. I think this is why we called it a scrunchie. But then when you pulled on it, you could expand it a bit and wrap your hair up in it. And then when you were finished doing that, it would kind of close around it. I had a couple.
Nintendo, any game-related stuff. I remember Game Boys, anything handheld. Except when I was a kid, it wasn't like this fancy 3D, highly like vibrant colors. It was like black and white, and like you'd play it in the car and you had to squint and it hurts your head, if you're playing too much, you're getting like car sick and you're like, you can barely see Mario.
Are you talking about Game Boy?
Game Boy. Or any, like there was handheld too. There was like Atari and stuff like that, and like Sega. Sega was pretty good, that would light up.
I was thinking about NES when you said Nintendo. I imagined my NES. The one that like when it wasn't working correctly, you could just pull the cassette out and like, put it back in.
So you put the cartridge in here, right? And sometimes if it was really stubborn and it didn't work, you would blow into this part. And you try, and it really doesn't make a difference. But you would take turns. Like, me and my brothers would be like, no, you want to be the one to get it to work. So you take turns. You're like, no, let me. And just by luck, it would work. And you're like, see, yeah. No, this is super nostalgic. I love Nintendo.
I have a game, too. Pogs. Did you have Pogs?
Yeah.
Okay, Pogs are simultaneously the most brilliant game and the stupidest game ever invented. They're just discs of cardboard about this size. And on one side, there's a picture. And on the other side, there's just nothing. And then you had a thing called a slammer, which was essentially just a heavy pog that you would use. And you had to use the slammer to flip the plain cardboard ones. What? I don't even know. It was that stupid and forgettable of a game. But it was like crazy when I was about, I don't know, like second or third grade or something. Everybody had Pogs. Like we had Pog gym days at my school. I remember
Our
this
kids,
vividly.
America, we're really obese. Let's go into the gym and sit there and smash cardboard. That'll
We
solve
played
the problem.
Pogs, and like I was telling her before we started this, like one day, like my mom wanted me to get a haircut, and I was just being stubborn, and I wasn't having it. I was in the mall. I was like, I don't want to get a haircut. She's like, I'll buy you Pogs, and she did. It was like this giant tube of Pogs, and I was just so thrilled, and I agreed to get my haircut. Well, that was a lot of things that were exciting and or popular and or we were into in the 90s. What were you into in the 90s? What was popular in your country? I really have no idea what was popular around the world at that time. Maybe some of these things are similar. Please let us know in the comments. I'm very interested to find out. We read these, by the way. Any thoughts? Any closing thoughts about the 90s? You're not going to sing a song for us? No boy band songs?
Oh, that's copyright. We can't do that. Just like blur that all out.
No, that was very accurate, so I'm sure we can use that. And by
Perfect.
very accurate, I mean totally wrong. Clearly, we're very good at talking about the 90s. Okay, but we hope that you are too. We hope that you learned something exciting about the 90s. That's all for us today. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you again soon. Bye!
Welcome back to the internet. Hi everybody, welcome back to Ask Alicia, the weekly series where you ask me questions and I answer them. Maybe. First question. First question comes from Faris Ghazali. How do I stop translating the meaning of English words in my head? I can tell you about the things that have helped me, and maybe they'll help you. I put myself in situations where I could not escape into my native language. In my case, I could not escape into English. I would go out like for food and drinks with friends who could not speak English. I had no choice but to use a different language with them. 2, something that I've noticed some of my students do that actually kind of bothers me. They bring a dictionary to their lesson and they'll stop conversations in lessons to check words in their dictionary and say a single word at a time instead of just trying to find a different way to explain that. 1, it totally stops the flow of conversation. 2, you don't have really the option to do that in a conversation. Most of the time you're not going to be carrying around your dictionary with you, I hope, unless it's in your phone, I suppose. 3rd, I think that this is a chance to develop a better skill. Instead of trying to translate into English or to translate into a different language, you should think about finding a different way to explain the word you want to use. Let's say, for example, that you want to use the word beautiful, but you can't remember the word. How would you explain that? So think about other ways to communicate an idea, even if you don't have the vocabulary word. So going to your dictionary shouldn't necessarily be the first course of action. It shouldn't necessarily be your first step. Think about a different way to communicate the idea you're trying to communicate. Think of examples to explain the word you're looking for, and then the other person can teach you. Like if you're working with somebody or you're talking with somebody who understands you're not a native speaker, chances are if you can explain the word you're looking for, they will tell you. They will be your teacher. I just explain like with body language sometimes too if I don't know a word. So another thing that really helped me was not just studying vocabulary words, but actually approaching things as phrases. So not saying, okay, this word equals this word in my language, but rather here's a phrase that communicates a meaning that is interesting to me or that I hear my friends use a lot. I'm going to use that phrase. So don't just input. Start outputting too. So hope that's helpful for you. Next question. Next question is from Huang Jiang Ik. Hi. Huang Jiang Ik says, I'm curious, what do you do on your days off? You want to know how to do on my days off? On my days, I'm pretty normal. On my days off, I cook, I go jogging, I sleep, I go listen to my favorite DJs, I see my friends, I eat and drink and watch TV. That's about it. I'm a pretty normal person. Next question. Next question is from Muhammad Sohail. What is the difference between famous and popular? Great question. Famous is something that is well known. Many people know about that thing or that person. Beyonce is famous. The Statue of Liberty is famous. The Eiffel Tower is famous. Popular, however, means many people know about it and it is liked. It has a positive image. So like Beyonce is popular. Or like a famous candy is popular, like chocolate cake is popular. It's a famous food and many people like it. So popular is famous plus like a positive image. Sometimes we can use those two words for the same thing. So Beyonce is famous, Beyonce is popular. But famous doesn't always mean they are popular. So someone can be famous for a bad thing. In that case though, it's typically better to use the word infamous. Infamous. Infamous means famous for a bad reason. So famous for something negative. Next question. Next question comes from, oh, you wrote the pronunciation of your name. Very nice. Aitan? Aitan, I think? Okay. Hey Alicia, I hope you're well. My level is intermediate. They feel that they're stuck at the intermediate level and want to reach the advanced level. They're watching lots of videos on YouTube, reading academic articles on the web, but still feel that progress has somehow stopped. Could you give me some advice? Okay, you say in your message that you feel your progress somehow has stopped. I have been here too, the intermediate plateau. Like you begin learning a language and it's like, yeah, I'm learning all these things, and then you kind of like plateau. You get to a level where things don't continue and you feel like progress goes much more slowly. I would say in this case, first identify how you feel your progress has stopped. By that I mean, like, do you feel like your vocabulary is lacking? Or do you find that it's hard to listen to people and to understand what they're saying? Do you find it's hard to write? Is it hard to read things? So first identify what is that thing that you feel like you're not good at, and then start to approach your further studies with that as the focus. I think that if you can think about your different skill sets, your different levels in reading, writing, speaking, and listening, you can identify which of those 4 things is weakest for you and start there. So when you feel your progress has stopped, think like, okay, what am I not good at doing? And then focus your time there. So maybe that's a helpful first step for you. Hope that helps. Next question. Next question comes from Kiara. Kiara asks, I'll help you studying and I'll help you to study. What is the correct one? Thanks. I'll help you something. I'll help you do this. So just the regular plain form of the verb I would suggest is probably the most natural choice. Thanks for the question though. Next question. Next question comes from Sharif Ahmed. Okay. Should I use the singular or plural verb after colloquial names? For example, my team have won the match or has won the match. Okay, in this case, my team has won the match. My team has won the match. So use the singular form of the verb, like same as like he has or she has. My team has is the correct answer here. Next question. Next question comes from Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey. Jeffrey asks, sometimes I watch movies and some characters say, you wish, with a very angry attitude, or I wish in other situations. What do these 2 sentences mean and how do I use it? Aha, interesting question. Okay, when someone responds with you wish to a negative suggestion, it's like they're mutually together, they're recognizing that they don't like each other. So usually the first character will say something like, make a negative suggestion, like you should leave town and get a different job, like leave us alone, something like that. And then the other character will say, yeah, you wish, like, yes, this character recognizes you want me to do that, yes, but I'm not going to do that, in other words. So it's sort of like a challenge. So this person says like this negative suggestion, the other person recognizes this suggestion and says, no, I'm not going to do that, but I know you want me to do that. So you wish in this way means it's like a negative challenge. They're kind of fighting, recognizing they dislike each other. So that's one. The other one, what was the other one? So I wish, we talked about I wish in the previous episode of Ask Alicia, so please check that out. But essentially, I wish refers to something that we cannot do now, or something that is different from the present situation, but we want to happen, or we want to be able to do. So please check the last episode of Ask Alicia for more about I wish, like the positive meaning. Next question. Next question is from Romeo Liu from Vietnam. Hello, Romeo. Could you please explain what the expression try as I may means? This is usually used in an expression that's sort of negative, like even though I'm trying my best, it's difficult for me to do this thing. So try as I may, I just can't get a new job. Or try as I may, I just can't earn that much money. Or try as I may, I just can't seem to cook this dish, for example. So even though I'm giving my best effort, even though I'm really working hard, this other thing just isn't happening for me. So it's sort of like a sad or like a disappointed or unhappy expression, actually. Thanks for the question, Romeo. Okay, so those are all the questions for this week's episode of Ask Alicia. I hope that they were useful for you. If you would like to submit a question, remember you can send them to me at englishclass101.com/ask-alicia. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Ask Alicia, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye. I talk too much. I'm late for work.
Want to speak real English from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at englishclass101.com.
I have purchased a microphone. What can you do with a new mic? Hi everybody, my name is Alicia. Welcome back to Ask Alicia, the weekly series on our YouTube channel where you ask me questions and I answer them. Maybe. So please remember you can submit your questions to me at englishclass101.com/askalicia. First question. A lot of you have asked about what to do to get a voice that sounds like mine. When I'm making these videos, I'm specifically trying to speak clearly, so I'm clearly separating my words. The way that I talk with my friends and the way that I talk regularly is a bit different than the way that I talk on this channel. But if you want to try to get this kind of pronunciation, the best advice I have is just to repeat this kind of pronunciation. It depends on your goal. If you want to learn to speak like me or to speak like somebody else that you really admire, you should try to mimic them. That's what I do, and that's actually a strategy that I use when I study other languages as well. So if I hear something interesting, that a vocabulary word that a friend has used, like in Japanese for example, or they have a really good intonation, or just the way they deliver, the way they say something is really interesting to me, or I want to be able to use that too. I put that in my head, I think about that, and then I try to replicate that. I try to copy that, essentially. To make this explanation shorter, mimic. Mimic. If you want to learn to speak like me, mimic me. If you want to learn to speak like somebody else, try to mimic someone else. But just keep in mind that the way that I talk in these videos is different from the way that I talk in real life. Next question. What does the word lit mean? What does the word lit mean? Lit is actually a slang word. It's common slang among young people, especially in the US right now. Maybe many of you know that the verb to light has the past tense lit. Lit is used to talk about, for example, a party or some kind of social gathering usually that's really exciting or that's really, really fun or that's kind of crazy. So lit, using the past tense there, you can kind of imagine that like a fire, when you light a fire, maybe it gets bigger and it gets kind of wild, a little bit crazy, like there's a spark and then it starts. So if you see the word lit, like this party was lit, it means it was really crazy, it was really good, it was really fun. You can use it if you want, but just keep in mind that really young people use that word. I don't use that word for reference, but again, I'm not cool. Next question. What is correct? I thought you were gone, or I thought you are gone. I thought you are gone. We need to use I thought you were gone here. I thought you were gone. So I thought, past tense, and you were is also past tense. It's a past tense thought, past tense situation. So please use past tense. Yeah. Next question, also maybe about were and was. Why do we use if I were and not if I was? This is a great question, and actually a lot of native speakers make mistakes with this. It's a small point, to be fair, but if you want to be correct, you should always use if I were. This is a grammar point. It refers to the subjunctive mood. The subjunctive mood. An explanation of subjunctive is a bit beyond the scope. It's a bit much for this video, but we will always use if I were. When the subject there is I in the conditional, if I were, we always use were. You will hear native speakers say if I was, if I was. If you want to be extremely strict and extremely nitpicky, were is actually the correct one, but if you use was, if you make a mistake and you use was, you will still be understood. So, but yes, this is related to the subjunctive mood in English. Next question. Okay, next one isn't really really a question, but something I have noticed that many of you do. You like to put the article a or an before your adjective, before an adjective, but you forget to use a noun. Do you know how like Mario introduces himself and he says, "It's a me"? When you forget to use some kind of noun after your adjective or whatever, that you sound a bit like Mario's. It's a nice what? It's funny to me, like, it's a nice, or it's a me. You need to include the noun that you're referring to. It's a nice video, or it's a nice explanation. It's nice, or it's bad, or it's good, or this was a nice explanation. But don't forget to use your noun after you use the adjective. It's a nice something. It's a good something. It's a bad something. So please, no article without a noun. Make sure to use your noun, and it should be in the singular form. If you're using a or an, you need to use the singular form of the noun. Don't sound like Mario. Next question. What does it mean they can't take that away from me? Who are they? And what does take away mean? We use the word they to mean generally, just other people outside of us. This is used a lot to talk about like news or to talk about general opinion. They say that this pizza is the best pizza in the city right now. They say that your English will only improve if you study every day. They say that the most difficult thing you can do in your life is move to another country. They is just anyone. Second point, what does take away mean? Take away means to some object that belongs in one location is removed from that location. Like take away food. In American English, we use take out, actually. But take away food is a similar idea, especially like in British English, take away. So you take away your food from the restaurant. So you're taking something else. You're removing your food from the restaurant. So in the expression, they can't take that away from me, they, meaning other people outside you, can't take something away from you. Next one. What does the phrase "don't be a creep"? Don't be a creep mean? I think Michael talked about this on an old English topics video. So I talked in a live stream about the word creepy, adjective creepy. So something that causes like nervous suspense is something that's creepy. The word creep is used as a noun. Don't be a creep. A person who is creepy. A guy can be a creep. A girl can be a creep. So a creep is someone who causes creepy feelings. Like, oh, something bad might happen. I feel nervous. Like, that person's a little strange, a little weird. That person is a creep. He's a creep. She's a creep. So don't be a creep means you should not behave like a creep. Don't create nervous feelings in the other person. Don't be a creepy person. Don't be a creep. Everybody, that's good advice. Don't be a creep. Don't be a creep. Try to be a nice and understanding and respectful person, always. Next question. Oh, that was my last one for this week. All right, so those are my favorite questions, or the questions that I wanted to talk to you about this week. I hope that those are some useful points for you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know at EnglishClass101.com/askalicia. That's where you can submit your questions to me. It makes it very easy for me to check and see all the questions in one place. So definitely check that out. I think you can sign in with your regular EnglishClass101.com account and submit as many questions as you want. And then I'll choose what I like and what I want to talk about. And of course, if a lot of you ask the same question, I'll definitely try to answer that too. So please check that out. EnglishClass101.com/askalicia. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Ask Alicia, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!
What are the things I can do with my microphone, I wonder? I feel like I had some ideas for this when I was laying in bed last night, and now I've forgotten them all. Oh, now I can take my videos on the road and make it like a golf reporter. Yes, the ball is rolling. Why am I Russian? I'm a Russian golf reporter now. Oh, maybe I'll be a beatboxer. How do you do that?
Hi everyone, I'm Bridget and welcome to today's lesson. Today's topic is 10 ways to say hello in English. Good morning. Good morning is the first thing you say to someone when you see them in the morning. Good morning, sir. Would you like a cup of coffee? Good morning. Could I please get some orange juice? Good morning. I'm still tired from the night before. Hello. Hello is the most common greeting you'll hear. That and hi. Hello is a polite, nice way to greet someone when you see them. Hello. Everyone says it. You cannot go wrong saying hello. Hello can be used at any time of the day, no matter whether it's morning or at night or at 4 a.m. When you see someone, you can say hello and it will still be appropriate. Long time no see. Long time no see. It's not necessarily grammatically correct, but it's a saying that we have. Hey, long time no see. What it means is that you haven't seen that person in a long time. So it literally means long time no see. Long time no see is something you say to someone when you haven't seen them in a while. Hey, John. Long time no see. How are the wife and kids? How have you been? Hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you in a long time. How have you been is asking someone how they're doing and how they've been for the past however long if you haven't seen them in a while. You might say, hey, long time no see. How have you been? How have you been? That's past tense. It implies that you haven't seen them in a while and you want to hear about how they are and how they've been for all of that time that you haven't seen them. Hey, long time no see. How have you been? How are you? How are you means how are you doing? How are you feeling? How is everything? It's a standard thing that you might say to anyone, even if you've seen them the day before. You might see them today and say, hey, how are you? How's it going? Hey, how's it going? How's it going is a more informal way to say, how are you? So, how are you and how's it going, they mean the same thing. It's asking how you are doing, how you are feeling. Is everything okay with you? What's up? What's up is another way of saying, hey, how's it going? But this one is even more informal. So you might say this to friends. Hey, what's up? And they'll say, nothing. Just living my life, day in and day out. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? Would you like some lunch? Good afternoon is a polite way to greet someone in the afternoon. So if you run into your boss, you might say, good afternoon. It's very nice. It's polite. Not a lot of people say it to their friends, but it's a polite way to greet someone. Good evening. Good evening is a nice way to greet someone in the evening time. You can only use this phrase in the evening because it's wishing someone a good evening. It's saying hello at a certain time of day. Good evening. Would you like some dinner? Good evening. Have you eaten yet? All of my examples involve food, it seems. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you. This is something that's very common to say the first time that you meet someone. You might shake their hand and say, hi, it's nice to meet you. My name is Bridget. My name is... It's telling that person that you are happy to be meeting them. It's a pleasure to meet them. Hi, it's nice to meet you. That brings us to the end of this lesson, 10 ways to say hello. If you guys liked the video, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And don't forget to go to EnglishClass101.com for more English.
Hey everyone, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we're talking about how to ask and give directions. Let's start. To the left, to the left. The first phrase is, where is the? Where is the? For example, you can ask, where is the bank? This can be used to ask for a general location or detailed directions. Don't be surprised if you only receive basic information. For example, next to the grocery store. The next phrase is, I need to go to the. I need to go to the. For example, you can say, I need to go to the police station. The word need is used, but this is used for non-emergencies as well. How do I get to the? How do I get to the? For example, you can say, how do I get to the museum? This question can be used to ask for step-by-step directions instead of a general location. Is the near here? Is the near here? For example, you can say, is the library near here? If you're unfamiliar with an area, you can ask to get this information about a specific place where you want to go. Is the bathroom near here? Excuse me, do you know where the is? Excuse me, do you know where the is? For example, you can say, excuse me, do you know where the park is? Only use excuse me when you're starting a conversation with a stranger. Another common phrase is the far from here? Is the far from here? For example, you can say, is the post office far from here? This is an indirect way to ask for directions. People will tell you how far the place is and probably tell you the best way to get there. Walking, taking a bus, driving, Uber. Now let's take a look at expressions to give directions. Turn left. Turn left. For example, you can say, turn left after 2 blocks. This gives you information about how far you should go before you make any changes. In this case, you should go left. To the left, to the left. Turn right. Turn right. For example, you can say, turn right at the 3rd traffic light. This also gives you information about how far you should go before taking another action. In this case, you should go right. Go straight. Go straight. This simply tells you to go in one direction. It also implies that if you keep going straight, that you will eventually find what you're looking for. Go past. Go past. For example, you can say, go past the church. A landmark is just an easily noticeable place, for example, a movie, theater, restaurant, at the corner of. At the corner of. For example, you can say, it's at the corner of. This means that a place is located at the corner where 2 streets meet. In front of. In front of. For example, you can say, the bus station is in front of the supermarket. We use front to refer to the main entrance of a building. It can also mean visible from the front, and doesn't necessarily mean it's directly in front of something. Behind. Behind. For example, you can say, the parking lot is behind the movie theater. We use behind to say that something is at the rear of a building. The front of a building is its main entrance, so which side it's facing the street is really not important. Next to. Next to. For example, you can say, the restaurant is next to the park. This is an example of using a non-specific location to give general directions. Next to can be anywhere beside, in front of, or around a place. McDonald's is next to my house. Between. Between. For example, you can say, the store is between the coffee shop and the pet store. Between is used with 2 other places. When using between, the main place will always be in the middle of the 2 other places. Okay, that's all for this lesson. Which phrase do you like the most? Leave us a comment and let us know. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye. Hey guys, I'm Paris from EnglishClass101.com. In this video, we'll be talking about making complaints in English. So let's get started. The first complaint is, I'm starving. I'm starving. This is an exaggeration you can use when you're hungry. I am always starving, even right now. The next complaint is, it's noisy. It's noisy. This kind of complaint is one that you would make to a friend. Telling the staff of a restaurant won't help, since they can't tell people to be quiet. I hate when it's noisy in restaurants. Save that for another time. Then we have, it's hot. It's hot. This can be used to talk about the weather or the temperature of a room. You can add a request like, can you turn on the air conditioner? I am never hot, so I like that. The next complaint is, it's cold. It's cold. This can be used to talk about the weather or the temperature of a room. You can add a request like, can you turn on the heater? I always make this request because it's always too cold everywhere. Everywhere. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. Even if you have enough money to buy something, it may be more money than you want to spend. It would probably be considered rude to say this to someone who works at a store. but I always think, okay, I'm in Gucci, it's way too expensive. Another common complaint is, I'm tired. I'm tired. Use this complaint to imply that you want to sit down, relax, go home, take a break. When I babysit my 5-year-old cousin, I leave thinking, I'm tired. The next complaint is, I gained weight. I gained weight. This is a self-criticism that implies that you want to lose weight. Many people say, I got so fat. I'm always broke. I'm always broke. Use this to complain about never having enough money. I am always broke because I always want more money. The next complaint is, my job is boring. My job is boring. This is a really common complaint used by people who don't think their jobs are very exciting. Usually it means that you want to find a different, more fun job. It's all right, teachers, your job isn't boring. That person stinks. That person stinks. You can use stinks to talk about a literal physical smell or a general insult meaning that you don't like how someone smells. I hate when people smell on the bus. Not good. Not okay. The next complaint is, there's too much traffic. There's too much traffic. This is a common complaint among people who commute to work by car. Certain roads are especially bad during rush hour, which is the time in the morning or night most people are going home or to work. If I left at, it was 7 p.m., I would be here in 10 minutes. But because it's daytime in LA, it took me 30 minutes to get here, and I drive really, really fast. And it still took me 30 minutes. The next complaint is, the Wi-Fi here is too slow. The Wi-Fi here is too slow. This is just a general complaint you may have about the internet speed. If you're at a cafe or somewhere with Wi-Fi, you can request that they reset the Wi-Fi to improve the speed. If you're having a party and you're having friends over and your Wi-Fi is too slow, you might as well end that party now. No Wi-Fi, no party. My boss is annoying. My boss is annoying. Annoying can be used to mean that someone does things that you don't like, or they ask you to do things that you don't like. Either way, an annoying boss is a bad experience. I am very familiar with this. Hey Paris, grab me coffee. Hey Paris, check my emails. My boss is annoying. But don't tell him I said that. The pay is too low. The pay is too low. You can use this to complain about how much you make or to reject a job offer because it doesn't pay enough. I'm a surgeon. The pay is too low. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is a very general complaint that can be used for almost anything. What don't I like? Posting 1,000 selfies on Instagram. I don't like it. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Which complaint do you like more? Leave us a comment and let me know. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh no! All right, welcome back to Weekly Words. My name is Alicia, and this week we are going to talk about commonly used onomatopoeia. This is going to be a fun one. We talked briefly about an onomatopoeia, zoom, in a previous episode of Weekly Words. We're going to talk some more about some more. We're going to talk about more today. The first word is beep. Oh, beep. Beep is any kind of electronic sound or a car sound. It was also in a popular American cartoon, Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. The Roadrunner would commonly say meep meep. A car sound will usually make a beep or a honk sound. For electronics, however, the beep becomes a little bit more robotic. We'll often say like beep, 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 beep. So in a sentence, let's say you have a computer problem. You tell your friend, the computer won't stop beeping at me. What do I do? Next is the sound jingle. Jingle is any kind of light ringing sound. This word gets used a lot in holiday seasons, particularly Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. Any jingling sound is very commonly assigned to bells. Like the song Jingle Bells, for example, is a perfect example of this. Jingle is just the sound that a bell makes. In a sentence, let's see, you might say, she has a small bell attached to her phone, so she jingles everywhere she walks. It's really irritating. Okay. The next word is thump. A thump is for something to hit heavily. To give an example, the people who live in the apartment above me often thump on the floor. It sounds like maybe they're dropping something heavy or they're stepping very heavily. All right. Next is splash. Anything that falls into liquid, lands in liquid, makes a splash. It's that psh sort of sound that comes from water or any other liquid, really. We refer to that as a splash sound. There is also a popular Tom Hanks mermaid movie called Splash. This has nothing to do with that. About him falling in love with a mermaid. I made a big splash when I jumped into the swimming pool this summer. That has kind of a double meaning. Oh, mysterious. Next is blurt. It means to say something quickly. I blurted out the news as soon as I heard it. Like, I blurted out the secret. I couldn't hold it in any longer. It means you just say something without thinking, to blurt. The first part of the word, blut, that blur sound, it sounds like something that just kind of sort of slips out on accident. And then the harsh t, blurt, the T at the end is like a kind of a final, like, oh my gosh, I've just said something. I've slipped and then I've said something. Oh no, I didn't think about that. All right, that's the end of that one. So I hope you learned a few new onomatopoeias that you can try out next time. Thanks for joining us for Weekly Words, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined again in the studio by
Michael, hello.
And today we're going to be talking about English conversation strategies. So let's get right into it. Let's start with Michael. What is your first strategy for keeping an English conversation going?
This is very important. Don't say, I'm fine, thank you, and you. You hear this all the time from second language English learners or non-native speakers. You learn this, it's one of the first things you learn in an English class. It's easy, it's good, it's basic, it's foundation. Okay, that's fine. But as soon as you can, switch it up. Because to me, when I meet a foreigner, they come up, and if they say, hey, how are you? Say, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, whatever. How about you? And they say, I'm fine, thank you, and you. And it's almost robotic because I've said it so many times. And when I hear that, I think, their English isn't that good. And inside, I'm just going to be really polite and say hello and talk slowly and try to get out of there as quick as I can. So really impress the foreigner. In my opinion, I think the best way to do it is say something, use a big word or just like a slang word, something like that. When I hear that, I go, wow, man, I want to know what this person thinks. I want to get their point of view, and I'm really excited. And then I've had great conversations because of that.
That's a really, really good one. And actually, I think on this YouTube channel, actually, from a couple years ago, there's a video all about better answers to the question, how are you, than I'm fine, thank you, and you. Or if someone says, hey, how are you? I go, I'm good, you? Or fine, you? Never, I'm fine, thank you, and you. Never. But try to actually use, a phrase that a native speaker would use. And then that's a clue to the native speaker that, oh, maybe this person is ready for a conversation beyond, basic English. So that's a really good point. I like that. I didn't think of things not to do. I only thought of things to do. So, okay, cool. Let's see. Let's go to my first one. So this strategy in general is just ask the other person a question. I think, and I'm guilty of this too when I'm learning another language, I tend to only get input. Like somebody else is always asking me the questions, and then I forget myself to ask the other person a question. So one question that I like to ask, or a variation, any kind of WH question is good, like a who question, what, where, something like this. If you've been paying attention, you can use anyway to transition in your conversation. This was in a previous video. You can ask something like, anyway, up to anything fun this weekend? This is a pretty casual conversational question that you can ask just about anybody, whether you've just met them or whether you've known them for a while. But just get in the habit of asking other people the question. Don't wait for someone else to ask you the question. So that's one strategy that I try to use to keep things going.
Yeah, me too. I agree. And I'm going to say samesies because actually 2 of my questions were exactly what you said. Agree 100%. This is kind of cheating. These should be 1. But so always ask questions. So, again, you forget. It's really easy. I'm really guilty of this. English, non-English, whatever. I'm guilty of this. And the other thing is ask deep, open-ended questions. So if you ask a yes or no question, so again, like Alicia was saying, it just dead ends. You can't just say, do you like cheese? Yes or no, right? So you want to say, what do you think about cheese? What is your favorite kind? And kind of open it up to something else and let it just kind of snowball.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think that's really a key. Like I have another variation on it, which I guess I'll just continue on to because it kind of relates to what you're talking about. Like he's saying, always ask questions, always ask deep, open-ended questions. So like you just said, don't ask a yes or no question because yes or no ends with the yes or the no.
So one of the things that I'll do is use a pattern similar to this, like, hey, did you see, or hey, did you hear about blah, blah, blah. So you can use this little blah, blah, blah as your, you can ask about the news. You can ask about something funny you saw on the internet. You can ask about, you know, something that you heard from another friend of yours, whatever. It's just a way to check in with the other person and say, oh, did you also experience this thing that I experienced? Let's talk about that. So that might be another question that you can use with people.
I like that one. I really like that one because you got to stay within people's comfort zone. So maybe you ask and maybe they don't want to, right? So a good thing is, did you hear about it? That's up to them. Maybe they don't want to talk about it. They can say, oh yeah, I heard about that. And you can kind of feel the atmosphere and realize, maybe I shouldn't talk about this, change the subject. Or they get passionate and they start talking about it. And there you go. And just let it go. Yeah, absolutely. One thing, again, I'm guilty of is you do got to keep returning it.
Right.
Don't just say, oh yeah, and what I think about da-da-da-da-da. Bring it back, ask them, what about you? That's a common thing I forget about.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I have one more. This one, use when you see fit. Don't, I guess, just, okay, I'll just introduce it. Compliment the other person or compliment the other persons. This can be a nice strategy just to show that you're enjoying the other person's company. It can be as simple as, oh, I like your shirt today, or oh, that's a nice dress you're wearing today, or oh, did you get a new haircut that looks good on you, something like that. So this is a nice way to make the other person maybe want to spend more time with you, I think.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Two things. One, I think it's a good conversation starter sometimes. If you got to be careful with a stranger, it can be creepy, it can be a little uncomfortable what you're complimenting, right? But if it's something like if they have a t-shirt and it's a band that you both like, that's a great conversation starter, and you feel, wow, we're connected, you know. Number two, the second thing I was thinking about is that keep it honest. I love a sincere compliment. It really means a lot more, and it really does butter them up, kind of get them open to having more conversations, deeper, that kind of thing. But one of the things people do, which I don't like, is let's say they say, hey, nice shirt, and then the person out of habit will say, oh, you too, I like your shirt too. Just my opinion, I don't think this feels really natural, doesn't really feel sincere. So I would save it, make a mental note and go, I need to return the favor. I need to give them a compliment. But wait until you notice something you really do like and say, hey, actually, I love blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Like when you can sense whether someone is being sincere or not. What is your next strategy for continuing an English conversation?
Well, don't be afraid to open up. I like this one. I think this is good. A lot of people will be kind of shy. They won't open up too much. Again, within your comfort zone. But I like this one because people will return the favor. Because if you're just having small talk and you say, you know, the weather's nice today, blah, 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 you can only go so far. So don't be afraid to say something personal. Again, trust your judgment. Don't be a creeper. We don't want to hear certain things about your life.
So don't be a creep. Don't be a creep. Don't be weird. Don't be strange. And like what you're saying about opening up. Open up is just a phrase that means share something about yourself. So it can be as simple as what you did last weekend or what you're going to do this weekend or a project that you have coming up. It doesn't mean that you have to spill all of your life secrets to the other person, but just showing that you're willing to share something more personal about yourself can help ingratiate yourself or can help, you know, help the other person understand you a little bit better. That's a good tip. I like that tip. That's hard to do though. It's hard. It's a little bit scary, I think, to share parts of yourself, but it's good. It's a good way to meet people and make friends. All right. I think that's all. Is that all that you have?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. All right. Well, those are some interesting strategies to keep an English conversation going. So give them a try. If you're ever at a loss for words and don't know what to say, you can try one of these strategies and hopefully it will help you out. Please let us know if you have any other strategies or anything else that you would like to use or you tried to use when you are having trouble keeping a conversation going. Leave us a comment and let us know what it is. We will see you again next time. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
That's about it.
All right. So thanks very much for joining us and take care. Bye-bye. Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description. Expand your vocabulary with our core 2,000 words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free English ebook before it's gone.